Welcome back, and welcome to the Arbiter's grounds. Now, the first area of this is relatively straightforward, so I thought I would open this to a little bit of discussion. When I play the game, as I've mentioned, I'm usually listening to music, and especially in the cases of Zelda games, I end up making connections between like what I listen to or maybe a movie I discovered at the same time I played the game. Usually, like even when they have nothing in common. So I thought I'd open it up to little connections that you make based just on things you play at the same time, because in the case of this, The Arbiter's Grounds, I was listening to Jarvis Cocker's first album, Jarvis, and the two have nothing in common, but it's just when you've been playing something at the same time, so, like in that case, you end up making a connection. They always bring themselves back together in a way for me.
I think I end up getting attached more to the imagery along with the nostalgia of what I'd done before and very similar. Because, you know, there's a lot of parts in games that are similar to each other. I mean, not in complete extents, but you'll see and go, huh, I played games where this kind of had a similar feel. So, if anything, like during a level like this, I have a bad habit because one of my biggest nostalgia game is Skies of Arcadia, I brought up to you before. And they have this kind of haunting sounding dungeon theme that pops up. It's mostly like synthesized voice, but it just has this really cool connection. That's a lot of bugs.
Yeah.
So
they don't hurt you; they just slow you down.
On top of that, I can also say just because it is the dungeon feel, Indiana Jones, I tend to have a kind of feel to not the big adventurous tunes, but some of the more subtle tunes, maybe even the darker ones. Of course, because I'm a big John Williams fan and orchestra fan, so all that kind of stuff. But if you're ever into kind of catchy sounding video game music that isn't highly produced but still sounds great, Skies of Arcadia is a really good soundtrack to listen to.
Well, it's like, has it ever been a case where like you've watched a movie maybe for the first time after playing a game, and then whenever you come across one or the other, you end up getting reminded of the other?
One that really had the case for that is I played the game Condemned when it was out. That was the one where it was the first-person shooter game where you're fighting all those like crazy homeless people.
Right.
And I was freaked the fuck out. So what I did to it, because I had the 360 at the time, is that I started playing just some of the music that I had on my 360 while I was playing it. And at the time, the new CD I got was Gorilla's Demon Days.
Oh, yeah.
So I played that whole album while I'm playing the game. It's this really peppy sounding album while I'm killing homeless people. So it was making me more amused. So whenever I see that game, I start thinking of the music from that.
Actually, the very next area of this game, Snow Peak, my soundtrack to that was The Darkness.
Oh, that's cool. Just climb there watching you.
Got ice in the balls. Oh, something's actually happening. Those are ghosts, in case you couldn't tell. This sets up the point of this whole dungeon. Give a second to look at what exactly we're looking at. That's a bit bigger than the pose we've seen before.
Creepy mouth, too. Nom, 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 nom.
I'm in the mood for some chocolate.
I'm gonna smack you with my lamp, sir.
These guys are a bit tougher than the imposed.
But they have post souls, all I know.
Yeah, they do have post souls. These count towards our post soul total, and these are 4 of the 5 mandatory pose we have to kill.
Are pose like the name for like the unofficial name for ghosts?
They're the official name for Zelda ghosts.
Okay, so there's no ghosts; they're just all pose.
Basically, well, they do call some ghosts ghosts. I guess it's just the context. If they're an enemy and they have a lantern, they're a Poe.
Smells like ghost. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I don't know. But by killing that one, we do get the scent, and that's how we make our way through the rest of the dungeon.
Important thing is probably 5 rupees. No, it's a map.
That's a map, and the treasure right on the opposite side of where we are now has a heart piece. I'm telling you that now so I can get back to what we were discussing.
We might as well get a little ahead of time so we can go, okay, back to music.
Yeah. Well, there's another thing. I have this really weird connection between my personal favorite game, Majora's Mask, and the movie The Full Monty.
Huh. Were you playing it at the same time or something?
Yeah, I think it was back in like 2000 something. Majora's Mask had just come out. I still wasn't quite a huge Zelda fag, but I liked Ocarina of Time, and I was immediately hooked into Majora's Mask. And at the same time, it was either my sister or just my parents had brought home The Full Monty, and we'd watched that. And at the time, I didn't, like, I liked it. I didn't quite get it, but it's just discovering those two at the same time. Now it's whenever I play Majora's Mask or watch The Full Monty, because it's one of my favorite British films, I just end up having that weird connection when, like, even though one's about the moon crashing into the earth, the other's about Sheffield male strippers.
Well, I think it's less about the story element of it, but they say there's a big psychological thing where you, especially with things like associated with scent, but also what you hear and what you see, particularly scent and hearing, you associate with your memory more than anything else. So when you see the image of something like Majora's Mask, or in reverse, if you see something like an image from The Full Monty, it ignites a section of your memory that reminds you of the other.
That definitely makes sense.
So they say that particularly involves people with smells. That's why sometimes you can go into areas and the thing you remember about them is the smell of grass or the smell of rain, things like that, depending on where you are. That's the first thing you tend to ignite a memory. That's why people enjoy the smell of grass, because if you really think about the smell of grass, it smells like ass. But the fact that you can smell it, it doesn't ignite any kind of particular direct thought. It brings out your memory aspect and go, huh, this is a nostalgic scent. So yeah, that's why your brain works.
See, this is why psychology was my favorite class last semester. This genuinely interests me.
And see, the odd thing is I failed psychology. I just got so bored. But I always thought that was a rather interesting aspect of the brain.
It interests me, at least.
I find it interesting. It's just more of the, oh, you're going to talk about the sections of the brains that do things. Well, fuck that. I'm not going to remember all that.
I find it interesting. There are some things that remind me of the other more than the other. Like, in the case of this dungeon, it reminds me more of Jarvis Cocker's music than Jarvis reminds me of Arbiter's Grounds. And, like, Full Monty reminds me more of Majora's Mask than vice versa.
Because you have to keep in mind that what's predominantly connecting your memory into it is not the song itself, but the album. You realize the album you're listening to, which got connected to your memory, which got ignited by the visuals of being in the dungeon. It's not the game itself that associated, it's the visuals of the surrounding chasm that did it. Or the sound of the music that you heard in this game, because then you could associate with something very specific, like a sound, like the sound of that album. Visuals is less inclined to that. It tends to view things directly and take in information that way, but particularly things like smells and hearing are associated with memory. That's why people can listen to a song, and a song can bring them back to decades before. You know, they'll hear a song and it'll remind them of the first time, you know, they were in love or whatever kind of thing. So, yeah, the brain is crazy. That's the basics for everyone, gentlemen. Your brain is crazy.
I learned a lot of that in psychology, I can tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
So what made it so interesting, a lot of what we learned was the ways in which the brain is completely screwed up.
Yep. And anyone who did better in psychology than me, feel free to correct me if any of these aspects I said are wrong. I'm pretty sure they're right, but just in case, yeah, I'm open to other people's interpretation.
Yeah, I enjoyed psychology, I only got a C in it, though. I'm no expert on it, believe me.
I did a lot better in sociology and philosophy. Fuck philosophy, by the way. I'm sorry, if you have a philosophy degree, then fuck you. Really, I mean, they call it the father of all science, but it doesn't answer a single question. You know what the answer to everything is? Maybe. That is not acceptable, sir. I'm sorry, that is a deep burning grudge.
Word on what's going on here. We need to pull this chandelier all the way to the top, or else it doesn't stay put. Because if I let it go right now, it's just gonna fall all the way back. Until I pulled it all the way back and it clicks, it's not gonna stay. And even then, it's gonna fall down eventually.
Oh, that poor little fish thing.
That's a sandworm, fuck it.
Save me, friend! Or I'll die, whatever.
Yeah, no, I have to go back and do it again. But that's I'm gonna speed it up here, but that was also to show you that pulling these chandeliers up takes a good long time. Thankfully, there's only 2 places where they do it. This and a part later in the dungeon.
Fair warning, you can go to sleep at those parts.
Well, I do speed it up, so it better be a really quick nap.
Mr. Popey, where are you? This compass will somehow track your location.
Actually, no, it won't. I need to turn into a wolf and smell to do that.
I must smell these ghosts. Wow.
It's fitting that we're talking about smell and memory.
This show has a theme. And the other theme is that bat was stupid.
Yeah.
Why can't I make it back to the small barrier?
Oh, we saw this guy earlier. I forgot to talk about it. That is this game's version of a Redead. Although they're called Redead Knights, so it's like they scream at you and they have to use a sword on you. They don't jump on you and bite you.
I remember when I ran into the first Redeads in Ocarina of Time. They freaked me out. But I think it's more the fact that I enjoy my mobility, and the fact that it's taken away, I'm like, oh my god. This thing is slow, and now I am slower. I love all these little pygmy skeletons.
Yeah.
Okay, dead. Aw, they're kind of cute. One is that'd be cool to have one as a pet. 10 bucks says they were monkeys.
With spears?
Well, they can make them. They've actually learned that chimpanzees have fashioned weapons.
That's true.
They've grown to the point of actually creating tools, and not only just tools, but weapons to kill other chimp tribes.
Then again, this was released in 2006.
And they can rip your dick off.
We have enough dick in these Let's Plays.
Hey, this is a different one.
This guy.
I'm gonna hide in here, you won't notice.
Hide and seek!
Alright, rip out your chest.
Yes. I forgot to mention, the reason we're killing these is because that fire of these Poes stole, I guess, operates the door. I don't know how that works.
Because it's Legend of Zelda. That's only all I can say.
Also, these big guys are the only Poes in the game that leave behind a corpse. I don't know why.
Because it's more depressing.
I guess. Listen.
Speaking of more science, did you hear about the God particle that they're finding recently?
I have not.
The God particle, well, from what I've been learned about it, you're aware that atoms are made, elements are made up of atoms.
Mm-hmm.
And atoms are made up of protons, electrons, and neutrons.
And those in turn are made of quarks?
Are made of quarks. And the God particle is apparently what they're calling it is what's made of a quark. So they're using those large, what are they called again? They have one in Switzerland, but it basically
Hadron Collider.
Yeah, Hadron Collider that speeds up a particle to 0.998 times the speed of light, or 0.998 the speed of light, and causes them to collide with other particles to basically create whatever element they want. But in doing so, they're also figuring out ways to split these quarks to be able to access this God particle. But if they do it wrong, they cause a second Big Bang. So that's why people are freaked out. Of course, this is theoretical physics, so it could or could not. But if we manage to do it, it could also mean unlimited energy from one.
Wow.
One little thing that's smaller than a quark of a neutron of an atom. Or it could have nothing in it. We don't know yet. But apparently, from what I've been reading, they said they're probably going to make some bounds in that this year, which is pretty cool. So if we can find unlimited energy, then we can say, fuck fossil fuels. My car runs on something that can cause a Big Bang!
By the way, people, if this doesn't interest you, this isn't the Let's Play for you. Go back to Pikmin 2 where we talk about diapers. We got science in this.
Science?
Of course, I say that. We spent a good chunk of the last one talking about penises.
We were talking about chickens. What are you talking about? I'm appalled. But I've been spending this last week talking a lot about space and theoretical physics, so mine's been there. But apparently, it takes about 6 years to make a single ounce of a new element. Because they have to be able to combine these elements one atom at a time. So it takes forever. But hey, we're getting somewhere. Thank God.
By the way, I just killed a Stalfos really easily.
It didn't have time to scream at all.
No. Well, that was a Stalfos, not a Redead.
Oh. So these postals you're ripping out of these guys, are those postals that count towards Rich McNipple's little game he's doing?
Yeah, I mentioned that earlier. They're 4 of the 5 necessary ones, or like ones we have to pick up.
How convenient then.
Yeah. You remember the 5th one was where Giovanni was.
Yeah, I'm about to say, if you didn't get that one, then you just kind of suck.
Now, this is a lantern puzzle. I'm purposely doing it wrong so I can explain what happens. You need to hit just 2 specific torches. The game almost hints at which ones they are, but if you get them wrong, a bunch of little pygmy skeletons come out and you have to kill them all. Then it resets and you have to do it again, but those skulls, a few of them seem to be staring at them. It's not exactly... they're not exactly staring at them, but...
Now they're definitely not staring at them.
Yeah, but it's suggested enough to give you the idea. But, also, I don't think the puzzle changes depending on your save, so just follow what I did and you'll get it right. So don't worry about that. And here we have a callback to Ocarina of Time, the 4th post-sister who split into 4. This is pretty much the same.
Thank God I'm a wolf. Otherwise, this would be much more difficult.
But since the pose in this one, they have to turn blue before you can attack them. That's how we identify which one it is, but then...
you still attack the wrong one regardless, but...
Yeah. So this one takes a good bit longer.
I like how they're like, we're confusing you, but we have to stop to attack. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just using the Z-targeting at first so I can see all of them in my camera.
Damn, it didn't work. Oh well, do it again. I'm chewing on your ghost skull.
Chewing on his lips and his teeth.
That
Get off my face!
was semi-religious there. It formed a cross before it died.
Now it just looks like a rag. Also, you can see the little flame spirit things floating around.
I never noticed that Minda was the one opening the door with her head.
Yeah, when you're a wolf, I guess now that she can exist in the light world.
And I think this is really the first dungeon you've really done as the wolf.
Yeah, pretty much. Also, don't do that.
Minda's like, you're a dumbass. Oh, thanks, Minda, for helping me with that.
Just pulls him out of the sand, throws him.
Why keep on grabbing that one leg?
Also, there's a chest right to the side. It just has a purple rupee, that's why I'm ignoring it. This is what you need to do.
We should just grab all the rupees we can. Just to show people how to do it.
Actually, I think if I picked up that rupee, wouldn't have let me carry it. Because we haven't seen it yet, but once you've filled up your wallet, any rupee that you find in a chest that would be too big for the wallet, it forces you to put it back in the chest.
Wonder why they came up with the wallet limit anyway.
I don't know, and I don't know why they didn't keep it for Skyward Sword. I guess it's like, this is practical, but it's also really annoying. So
I mean,
don't worry about it.
bomb pocket makes sense because if you had all the bombs in the world, it'd be ridiculous. But you have to spend money to make more money. It's kind of sucky.
Yeah. It was a good idea. They didn't. I guess it just didn't quite think it through.
I think in the old ones it made sense because you could probably make it to caves, where you have like the game-winning thing to buy, like early on. But this one clearly you can't make it without the right gadgets.
Right.
So they should just got rid of it in the first place.
I think if anything, they just put too many rupee chests in the, like, everywhere. So that's when the frequency of it showing up made it get annoying.
Yeah. Well, that was, yeah, hello Bat Skull, bye. Those things really do kind of suck. They'll touch you and not damage you. Except for when they're on fire, apparently.
Yeah. Now, this part really reminds me of Jarvis.
This reminds me of goddamn bat things.
That's pretty much all you need to do in this little spin thing.
Are there any more like bonus chests, like more rupees and stuff like that?
I don't think so. I think that was it.
See, this is where I'm starting to get a little nostalgic, just because I did play this entirety of this game, so I do remember that how tedious it felt having to climb through that sand and everything like that.
Yeah.
And thanks for just slowing the game down.
There are actually some ghost rats in here. We saw them earlier, and they're on me right now. We actually can't kill them until you've turned into a wolf and can physically see them. Now we're gone. But I actually remember back when Yoshi and I first met, basically. He was playing through this game, and he got to this room. He forgot that the ghost rats were there, so he thought he actually found a glitch, where it's like Link is walking like he's in sand when he's on solid ground. He actually made a video of it and put it up.
Oh, Yoshi.
And then he found out later it was just the ghost rats, and he was really embarrassed.
I would be too.
Yeah. Also, return of that little mechanic from the Fire Temple. Or was it the Goron Mines?
Yeah, Goron Mines. Oh god, not this part.
Yeah.
Not this part.
This part isn't too bad, actually.
I remember later it kind of sucks.
Kind of, yeah. More of those bugs, god damn it. God damn it!
Do you want to talk now? And then you just explode in insects. Good timing.
I am a pro at this game!
Let's play!
And over there, I know who that is.
Hey there, would you like to travel back to the beginning of the thing? No? Okay.
I like the contradictory nature of that little cutscene, because I had the lantern out like Link wants a better look at her, but the lantern was blocking her. But as I said, we're gonna finally use her.
Mid-insect destruction.
Technically we're using her. We're actually gonna use this little guy.
I'm a creepy little sister. This is my creepy little sister.
That's her son.
Oh my god.
What the hell are the Uka?
What had sex with you?
How do they breed? And why do they breed? Why do they breed heads with wings?
It was that clown, wasn't it?
First he destroyed the desert. Now he's breeding creepy chickens.
It's all part of his dastardly plan. He's Ganondorf.
Yes.
Okay, this plan wasn't exactly as good as my others.
One nice thing of using Uka, when it sends you out of the dungeon, you can go around Hyrule any time you want. And I took the opportunity to show you some of the idle animations, which are cute.
Is this one, did you come out of here just to give them rupees so you could have more room for rupees?
Yeah.
And you just gave him the devil's sign of rupees.
That was 566.
Maybe it's 666 and you hear this, hey, nos! This is kind of cool, though. You can teleport directly where the mama was.
Yeah. Unless Mama was a little far back from the door. Because, I kind of fucked up. Look at this.
Oh, god damn it. I like how you stop and you're like, oh, god damn it.
No fucking way. Okay, fine. I was proud of that, I can tell you that.
Let's play.
Talking about the let's play.
Okay. I remember this from having. Oh. I'm just like, oh, curious the skull.
That was a mistake. I was trying to roll, but instead.
I thought you really wanted to look at that one skull.
No, yeah, I needed a really close examination when I've got a spike rod swinging at me.
More moments of brilliance. This explosion won't affect me. Wait.
This whole point is just the moment where the dungeon picks up for me.
Oh, what?
I didn't feel it.
You managed to shoot it right through its eye socket and it made it to the other side. It's like, wow, how did you miss me?
Thanks for the breeze, I guess. Kind of warm.
That was slightly inconvenient.
Where do I go? Oh yeah, head back.
Ooh, another skull. Ow. Wow, that was close.
That's creepy. There's cloth hanging from it.
From other people who somehow made this dungeon?
I guess. We're gonna make it.
You're not gonna make it. Okay, thanks, glitch help.
Somehow I got through.
And now...
It's mini-boss time.
I'll just say, it's like, that is mini-boss intro there. It's the frog again!
Oh no, it's something awesome. Rope.
Rope, 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 rope!
There's something awfully Japanese about this setup, because...
It's because those things were talismans. They were talismans
Yeah.
that stored away spirits.
And just by removing one, we've unsealed it.
I love this music where it's like, I am going to fight you now.
I need a good look at this thing. Okay, I can't exactly see it. But just bite it. Now I can see it for real.
Oh
That is cool.
That is cool. I like I still have time to go, are you sure you want to transform back?
You want to go back to the human?
You want to be back to the human? You don't want to be
Scared of the little cow ghost?
I like this kind of, it's a manic stream. It's like, ah!
I kind of cheesed this fight. I don't, like, I forgot to use the mortal draw. I don't know why I didn't. Or maybe I do, I don't remember. But, yeah, I don't think I'm supposed to be able to hit him so easily, but I just used bomb arrows, then he comes back down, misses me, and then I just wail on him.
Oh, you got to my head. I'm just gonna...
fuck.
Dark, 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 dark. Hey there! How are you? Wow, even my camera's on my side, I missed. Which way did you go?
I forget the name of this guy. I think it's like just Dark Sword.
I think he hit him in the kneecap, he's like, ow.
I'm guessing it was like a sealed bit of evil, but now we've finally killed it. So he's gone. Turns into bugs,
Those other fighters must have sucked.
I guess.
And now you're cursed.
With awesome!
What? This means... You know what this means, folks? We're getting a new piece of equipment!
And you're cursed because we only used it in this dungeon.
As soon as you take it outside, it explodes.
Yeah. The spinner. This is a really cool device.
It's a cool device, but I really never used it.
That's the problem. Plenty of use out of it in this dungeon, barely use it outside of it.
I used it when I had to. It's cool though. Look at that.
Yeah.
It's Tony Hawk, Link Skater.
You know, in certain little tracks, it can go really fast. Like, it can't go very fast on ground, though. You mostly just hop onto it for short bursts. You can press B, and it does this little air spin, which can hurt enemies. It's very minute pain, though.
Jerk. I remember there's a puzzle with this that really sucked. My nostalgia's kicking in, but it's very vague.
I can't quite think. What do you mean?
It was kind of like a maze using those things, if I remember correctly. And I hated it.
Is it in this dungeon?
I think it is. Either this one or the next one.
I don't think it's in the next one.
It never gets old.
There isn't anything in any of these chests that you need.
Yeah, it's this one.
This one actually isn't too bad.
I think it was I kept getting hit by that thing every time I tried to go on that rail because it wouldn't go fast enough, so I got smacked by the little thing.
That is a bit annoying, yeah.
I love his change of expressions each time. I do miss the fish place expression though. That one is... See this? That would happen to me all the time.
Yeah.
And I think there's one further up where you have to time it out just right.
Yeah, that one gives me some trouble.
Yeah, that's where I was just like, fuck this.
That heart piece we picked up, I didn't realize it was a heart piece. I spent another 10 minutes or so going back through the dungeon looking for.
Wouldn't it be cool if they had elevators or anything like that?
Nobody would use them. Everyone would be scared shitless.
I would think it would be awesome. I don't care. Yay, 10 rupees again.
Yeah. I'm gonna skulk at you.
I'm gonna get you away.
This here is the bullshit timing one.
Yeah, this is the one where I was like, God damn it. See? That one.
3 more tries later.
Yeah, and you almost died on that one too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one frustrated the hell out of me.
Like, I'd say you have to time it so that everything's lined up right before you go into it, but all of them are moving, and all at different speeds. It does take a bit of luck.
I would be so pissed if that didn't lead to the boss key. I'm like, wait, there's a harder puzzle after this? No!
No, that's it, thankfully.
I love that.
We're pretty much near the end of this dungeon.
Just spin that gear.
Yeah, this is how you... you do this.
Yeah. Looks like he's dancing. Link, you must party to open this door.
I've got a song in mind, but I don't want to sing it because it's a little memetic, and I hate memes. And it doesn't even make sense because he's not spinning, he's just standing there.
Oh, okay. You don't have to say anymore, I know what you're gonna say.
Yes.
Clearly, it's gonna find my baby, gonna hold her tight. No, it's not.
Not even close. For those who don't know what I'm talking about, the guy is a plastic surgery disaster.
In the desert, monkey dance!
There's nothing at the bottom there. As I prove.
I just wanted to make sure you knew that.
I don't know why there's that little track right there.
Make it look like it... I think they put it there just to make it look like it's a never-ending track.
Maybe.
Except for at the top. The bottom's done. Different. That sword would be so broken by now. Sometimes you've hit walls and...
It's the Master Sword, forged by gods. Or at least some douchebag finding fire.
But it still can't cut through stone, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Now, is this boss as cool as the mini-boss? I don't remember.
This boss is pretty cool. First part's a bit tough, though. Second part's really fun.
Oh, yeah, I remember this. It's fun, because it's fun to fight anything on top of a vehicle, especially if the vehicle controls decently.
Yeah.
It's when the vehicle sucks to control, you're like,
Plus, this vehicle is controlled for you. Interesting thing about this boss, it's technically dead before we get to it. Zant here is going to revive it for us.
Oh yeah!
Had a little too much yogurt.
Boss, Kool-Aid Man. Oh yeah. Now I'm going to walk away in slow motion. Oh, no, never mind. I guess you wouldn't have to walk fast when you can teleport.
No.
That'd be funny if this thing shakes and then like a pigeon flies out of it. There's your bad guy. Dun 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 dun. You just have to figure out how to hit it in this massive temple. Get back here, you bastard!
Star-Lord. This guy is my favorite boss music in the game. We don't hear it quite yet, though.
I guess it's just classic panic music.
Basically.
See, this is why I like the fight.
He's gonna try and hit us. He doesn't do very well. What you need to do, ride around on the track. When you get an open spot, jump over to him and just air spin him in the butt.
It's like those cactus stacker things from Mario.
Yeah, it kind of
just
is.
Kill him until you get him to the bottom.
It takes 3 hits, but with every hit, he starts pulling up little Stalfos knights, who will actually act as bumpers. So after the second hit, it gets damn near impossible to get down to it without a lot of maneuvering and well, a lot of trial and error, because the enemies really block him off.
So this guy's kind of the Zelda equivalent of a Lich. Because he's... Well, I guess no, that would make Zant the Lich, I think. I'm talking mythical creatures here.
Okay, I'm not familiar with liches, though.
Liches control the dead. So he's already dead. So he's like a Lich of a Lich.
I guess. Lich's apprentice.
Yeah.
Although, those spinners are... if you notice, they teleported in, so I'm guessing Zant's still pulling a few strings. And, this is the point where things fuck up for me, because, once I'm in the sand, I can't get back on the spinner, and, if you fall in the sand and die, the whole fight gets reset.
Aww.
Look at them, he's back. Like, he's got... I don't know why I put on the iron boots.
Hey, friend. I really like your boots.
But he got all of his sections of his spine back.
And his sand vomit.
Yeah.
And they just put that blade there just to say you could just sit up there and spin in circles. Oh, screw you.
That's the bullshit wall of soldiers.
Trademark.
Time it, fuck.
The bullshit wall of soldiers. It's officially what it's called.
At Yellowstone Park. So I think with everyone that you hit with a spinner, it doesn't come back up, but it's a bit hard to tell.
Thanks, buddy. Bounce me back.
Stop hitting my arm. And I got it.
Oh, that was definitely a kind of a luck one.
Yeah.
Ah, I am going to die. Ah.
I'm not frustrated, just wispy.
I've got to put my bones back together. I'm going to fight you now.
Link!
That was easy. Or is it?
What's with the hair? That's what confuses me.
That was not there before.
Yeah.
You have to know something's going to happen because the music's not triumphant yet, and the skull's still there. For most people, if they're really surprised, then that's kind of messed up.
Yeah, Link hasn't done the sword flourish yet. If he hasn't done that, we're not done yet. Case in point, he's ahead.
You thought I was dead. I tricked you to think I was dead.
I push you.
Ha 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 ha.
Here's Star-Lord, Fight 2. This is my favorite music because it's a updated version of the dinosaur and dragon boss fights from Ocarina of Time. And also, it's stupidly easy.
Andros! No.
Not even.
Floating head things always make me think of that.
What you need to do is just ride the rails until you get relatively close. He's gonna still stay a bit ahead of you, but
No pun intended.
I didn't catch that. Good ear. But when he starts spitting fireballs at you, then jump. Just keep doing that. Eventually, he just arbitrarily gets close to you, and then you'll hit him. He'll drop down. I guess you attack the sword. I don't know why. But rinse and repeat. It's easy, but it is fun.
You know, what'd be kind of a cool mechanic is somehow you got a hold of that sword that's controlling them, and then you can control like dead pawns and spirits in some kind of puzzle manner.
That's too complex for this game.
Wait, the kitties.
It's a T-rated game. They don't give a shit. Although, yes, that would be awesome.
Ah, fireball. Ah.
My tooth. Ah.
It appears you've broken my face.
I don't think I realized, but I imagine the mortal draw would make this fight a lot quicker.
Just instead of continuous, ah! Ah! Midna's not even there, he's just looking down, just hearing the sounds of you attacking this thing, then hearing, ah! Ah! Are you doing okay down there? Ah!
Are you having a fit, sir?
Sir, I think you need to rest yourself. You're going to hurt your lungs.
Why did we start pretending it's William Shatner?
I don't know. Ah. Fireball. Ah.
Spa.
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 It's just funny to say it without actually ending with the case. Just spa. My dramatic death is top notch. I'm gonna hit the ground now. Ah.
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 Ah. Ah.
Ah.
Oh my. See there?
Just towards the cave for no reason.
Yeah. That was the sword, actually. I was the one controlling him the whole time.
When you least expect it, I will stab you!
I don't know, he laughs like the Count. Of course, I've always noticed about George Takei is that when he says that he always end, he'll say where he ends everything. He's like a very, very tired Metallica.
Or Marky Smith.
Kind of, yeah. That was a ridiculous dungeon.
G-O-H-O. I know, H-O.
What are you doing in my chair? Commander Wolf's head looks like a fanny! God, I don't even watch Star Trek. What the hell?
I haven't watched it in a while. Star Trek is one of those things where I was never a huge fan, but I always liked it. But it has one of those fan bases that is ridiculous, and I don't want to be associated with.
Like My Little Pony. Sorry, I said My Little Pony.
Actually, My Little Pony I have literally no interest in.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Star Trek I really like. And I really
Star Trek is one of those ones that I can appreciate some of the smarts that go into it, and then I'll see the episode where William Shatner fights the Lizard Man and be like, "Fuck this show." Have you seen that episode?
That was a classic.
The thing was like, it'd swing its arm in slow motion. Then William Shatner's like, "I'm gonna punch you in the kidneys." Ah, and still good.
I've made a cannon out of rocks. Paw.
Yeah, paw.
Even the cannon goes paw.
Fire. Kaboom.
Ah.
Boom. Ah.
A bunch of audience sees it. Ooh. Ah.
I would watch that episode. That sounds great to me. Turn it to hyperspeed. Ah, we're in hyperspace.
You imagine them doing that the entire time they're in hyperspace?
Ah.
Or I guess max warp, whatever.
Yeah, whatever they call it. Yeah, and you just hear Spock like, "For the love of God, just get us out of here."
Yes, it's warp speed, Mr. Sulu.
Oh my.
Shut up and just do it.
Putting us to warp speed.
You know, it's fitting you pretended I was a sword. You know I wanted to be a swashbuckler.
You could call me a pirate of the high seas. Do you know there's a cologne out there called Sulu?
Really?
And it has a picture of him with his shirt off with a fencing sword?
Oh, yeah.
It's just like, oh my god. Imagine spraying that on and going into town. I smell just like the man. God. I don't know how I associated with that with William Shatner, but
I know, what the fuck? I'm gonna be editing this, and I'm gonna still be confused.
maybe that has something to do with my little memory in depth thing. Even though, despite the fact that I never even watched Star Trek.